Hello, today it's time to tell the time. We've had two lessons so far on time. We've had a lesson on this hand, the hour hand, and we've had a lesson on this hand, the minute hand. We learned the hour hand can pretty much do it all, just not very accurately. So we have 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We know 1 o'clock, we know 2 o'clock. We can judge halfway between the two, half 1 there. We can say when we're nearly at 2, and we can say when we're only a little bit past 1, but we can't do it accurately. We also, in the next lesson, learned that the minute hand does the accuracy for us. Can't tell us what hour it is. That doesn't mean it's 2 o'clock. That means that it's 10 minutes past something. We don't know what. So this hand is the accurate hand that doesn't tell us very much. This is a less accurate hand that tells us a lot. Today, we're going to put the two of them together. Now, this clock is good, but the problem is I can move the minute hand without the hour hand moving. Now, this can never work in a real clock. By the time I get to here, this can't be pointing at a number. It needs to be quarter past something, which is why I'm going to use this. It's a bit like the ones at school. The ones at school have got like a twirly thing on the back. In this clock, as I move the minute hand, the hour hand moves itself. So, 12 o'clock. Let's do 1 o'clock because it's easier to see. No, let's do 2 o'clock. So that is 2 o'clock. It's going to take an hour for this red hand, this minute hour hand, to get from there to there. And when it's halfway, it's half past. But we can show that because when this one is going to take do all that distance in 1 hour, when it's half past, this one's going to be down here. So watch, this one will move slowly from here to here. This one will go all the way around. So after 30 minutes, we are halfway between this hour and this hour. When we go to 45 minutes, we're almost at the 3. When we were back with this pointing at the 3, we had only gone a little bit past the 2. Because 50 minutes past 2 isn't very much. So today is about reading an analog clock. I'm going to give you a time, and you've got to tell me what it is. So let's start with some o'clocks, some nice easy one. I'll put a time up. You say out loud what it is. I can't really hear you, but I'd like you to do it anyway, even if you're just talking to a screen. Maybe there's somebody around that can tell you if you got it right. I mean, I'll tell you the answer afterwards. But so, minute hand is pointing straight up. I know it's pointing at 60. It's actually 0 minutes past. I hate that 6. If that was a 0, I'd be a happier teacher. Right, what time is that one? Hopefully you said 2 o'clock because it's 2 and it's o'clock. Now I'm going to do most of this as pasts, minutes past, because your work today is pretty much going to be reading a clock and writing it as an analog clock, in words. So we'll talk about how many minutes passed, how many minutes passed. We'll talk about 2, but we'll start on past. So, what was that? That was 2 o'clock. What time is that? That's 5 o'clock. But what time is that? We're not on the 5 anymore, we're a little bit past it. And this tells us how much past it. We are 5 minutes past 5. What time is that? That is 10 minutes past 5. What time is that? That's 15 minutes past 5, also known as quarter past. Do you remember when we cut the clock into quarters? And that was the first quarter. What time is that? That's 20 minutes past 5. What time is that? That's 25 minutes past 5. What time is that? That's 30 minutes past 5. Notice how we say the minutes, then we say the hour. You can say 5:30, but when we're writing it out in that long sentence form, we put the minutes first. 30 minutes past 5. What's this one? 35 minutes past 5. And what's that? 40 minutes past 5. What I'll do, I'll write out a little speaking thing. I'm going to use red and blue, because those are the colours on that clock. So you're going to say to me, something minutes past something. Okay? There's your speaking frame. You can only use that sentence. Okay. Let's zoom forward in time. And let's say, what is that? Minutes past 5 minutes, because this is pointing at the blue 5. That's to say it's done 5 little dots. If we count this jump in 5s, it's 5. So in here I would say 5 minutes past. And what has this gone past? Well, it's actually still pointing at the 9, but it's a tiny little bit past it. That was pointing at the 9. This is a tiny bit past 9. So this is 5 minutes past 9. This is 20 minutes past 9. This is 25 minutes past 9. This is 25 minutes past, well, this has just gone past the 11, the red 11. 25 minutes past 11. This is 40 minutes past 1. Now, if you're in year 2, 5 minutes is all you do. You work in jumps of 5 minutes. If you're in year 4, so I say year 2, I meant year 3. If you're in year 4, or you'd like to try doing what a year 4 would do, year 4 may get something like that. Well, that's not pointing at a blue number, but it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42. That's 42 minutes past, and then 1 is the number that it had last gone past. Remember, it goes this way around because the sundial does. The number it's gone past is the number it's already been past, the number that it's overtaken in a race. It hasn't caught up with this 2 yet, it's not past it. That's the first part of the lesson, and that's what I think I'll give you for the first piece of your work, the first level of your work. Just questions where you tell me how many minutes past it is, and you can use that speaking frame to get you through the whole thing. However, maybe this blue will look more blue. You can also say how many minutes to the next hour. Okay. So this question here, we have gone past 1. We're on our way to 2. Well, how long until we get there? Well, we need to finish. Let's go back to 40 so that year 3s can do this. How many minutes? We've been 40 round, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. But what have we got left to do? We've still got 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So we would say 20 minutes to 2. Let's try another one. Right. We're doing it this way, our level 1 way. We have gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 minutes past 3, because we've gone past the 3. This Hans journey has gone past the 3. But if we're going to use this way of writing it, how far have we got until we reach that 4? Well, this hand has got to move to there, 5, to there, 10. So it's 10 minutes to 4. Okay, so past the hour number we've just gone past to the hour number that we are about to get to. Now you can use this at any time, but you can only really use this one when you've gone past the halfway. Okay, so as this hand travels from here to here, you can use how many minutes past. From this point onwards, you can use either. Okay? Then the final thing is not to use minutes at all, but to use a fraction of the clock. This is could be something to, or it could be something past. Should put past first, really. This final level is where we talk in fractions. So that's a quarter, because that's 1/4 of a clock. So that is quarter past. That is half past, because half bit is gone. It is also half to, but we never say that. That is 3/4 past, but we never say that. We say quarter to. Okay? So, o'clock, quarter past 4, half past 4, quarter to 5. It's 3/4 past 4, but we don't say that. It is quarter to 5. Okay. Now, if we were at school, we would be doing bits where you write out the clock in numbers, and we'd do bits where I give you the numbers and you draw out the clock. But I can't guarantee you will have printers. So I'm going to try and stick to a piece of work where you are given a clock and you have to write down what that clock is telling you in words. And I'm going to give you those 3 different ways in which I will accept you handing it in to me. How many minutes passed, or how many minutes to, or a fraction to or past. If you want to just do this one, we'll call that level 1. If you want to do this one or this one, depending on which is more appropriate, we'll call that level 2. And if you want to throw in the fractions as well, we'll call it level 3. Time's tricky, but hopefully with a bit of practice, with, if you need to, copying it out onto your clock so you can really count the minutes past, hopefully we'll be all right. Any questions, you can ask any of the teachers. Okay, have fun.